Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. Just a quick recap. We are a family of 5. So myself, my partner, our 3 children. We also have 3 pets and we live in Australia, in South Australia, to be like more exact on that location, obviously, because costs even here in Australia are quite different state to state. Now, I'm sorry if I've got to sort of stop the video at any time. The baby is out here in the lounge room with me, so we'll just see. Hopefully he's happy and chills out and doesn't make too much of a fuss. But we are on to the new budget week for us. So we budget weekly here in our household. It's just the easiest way because that's when my partner gets paid. I am currently not working. I am on the government's 18-week paid parental leave scheme because of the new baby. So I thought I'd jump on today. We're going to do a little bit of cash stuffing. As I've said in previous videos, I don't find it as exciting as a lot of other people's channels out there because I never stuff a large amount. Most of ours are like electronic based because I don't know, that just works best here for us in Australia. And I also thought I would touch on as well what our meal plan is looking like for the week, just so you can see you know, how we're utilizing that food budget. So let's just jump straight in and have a look. So I've got here, we might run through this first and then we'll stuff the cash and then we'll maybe look at the weekly budget. So I'll just check that. You can see that quite nicely, so I'm not going to zoom it in. So this is what I had planned out in my little planner that I bought from the cheap shop. It's $5 just to see how I go and if I use it. And I've actually found it really helpful for like planning out dinners for the week. I know here in the book there is actually a spot for the monthly meal plan, but I'm very much sort of chop and change. So having the planner seems to work a lot better. There's a lot more space in there for me to sort of fiddle around with my thoughts. I'm just going to go and grab our grocery shopping list. Wherever I put it. Oh boy, here it is. So you can see here it's Thursday today. So Friday I've got that we're going to have a chicken bake. What I usually do is I make my own sauce. I find it goes a lot further and that way we get guaranteed leftovers and it's not too dry either. So that'll give us leftovers. Now last time we made it, I'm pretty sure we had 10 servings all up. So that gives us, obviously, it's only myself, my partner, and our 2 older children. So that's 4 of us that are eating. Gave us 2 leftovers that we actually put into the freezer. So those are still in there now to be used on like a freezer pantry night. So hopefully we get that same amount again. I'll have another 4 that can be used in the freezer. Saturday we're going out for the anniversary Valentine's dinner that we've been budgeting for over the last few weeks, and the kids are going to go to their grandparents and they'll get fed there. So we'll have the the chicken bake over the weekend for lunches. Then Sunday I've got veggie fritters. So this was a recipe that I saw just watching some videos the other day, and I thought I'd give it a go because the kids are a little bit picky, but anything that, you know, we can put cheese into and sort of blitz up the veggies small enough to hide it, to not make it so obvious, that'll go really well. And then the egg will be sort of the source of protein in place of meat in that, but that won't be enough to give us leftovers. So Monday we're going to do a savoury mince with rice, and I'll stretch that out to make sure that we cook enough rice and bulk it up with a lot of veg that we will have leftovers for Tuesday. Wednesday, our oldest, she loves tacos, but I find they're quite expensive when you buy the pack and you only get maybe like 8. We have the soft tacos, so the burrito style wraps, and when you only get 8 and there's 4 of us eating, it's not filling and it's very expensive for the quantity you get. So last time we made this, myself and my partner, we actually cooked up some brown rice and we made taco bowls. So the kids had the wraps and we had a taco bowl, and actually we'd never before had leftovers, and that stretched out to give us leftovers. So we're going to do that again because she loves tacos that much. So out of all of this, to make that, I'll hold this up. Actually, I might zoom in because my hands will be wobbly and I'm sure it will drive you crazy. Here are the things that we need to buy from the shops. So we need a bag of onions. We need some Roma tomatoes for another recipe idea that I had, but then I haven't got it on here, so I'm not sure if maybe we'll make that in place of the chicken bake because we don't need the leftovers on Friday. So just, this is what I mean, like I'm always toying with the different ideas. Strawberries are for kids, like snack and lunches. Can of black beans, which we mix in with the taco meat, so a taco kit, block of cheese, feta if they've got any. Aldi sell these little bags of feta that are really yummy that we use when we make a turkey rice dish. So chicken, can of tomatoes. They haven't had any of these at our local Aldi for like a month now, so they're always on the list. I need some more spices, so paprika and oregano, or oregano. Beef mince. I need more frozen corn, carrots, potatoes, milk, things for my eldest child's lunch for school. So we know what that means and we just sort of find what we can. We need some frozen chips for the kids for like the freezer nights, frozen pies for the new job that my partner is starting. He'll be able to take things that he can like cook there at work. So we need a lettuce mix, 2 normal tomatoes, zucchini, some rolled oats for like baking, and some penne pasta for that chicken bake. So you can see on here, like it's not a huge list, and that's how we sort of managed to stay under the budget with what our food budget is, including that, you know, we've got to include the pet food into that budget and all of those other things that come with having the kids, nappies, etc. Our middle child, I'm not sure if I talked about this last time, she's currently toilet training. She's been doing that for about a week now, and she had a dry day at childcare yesterday, so she went the whole day with no accidents, so that was really good. So let's get into, oh, and this is March. I flipped too far forward. Okay, so here we'll have a look at, no, let's actually stuff this money first before it gets all shifted around. So we're going to jump into the week that we're in now. And you can see here are our cash envelopes. So fuel, that goes into a bank account that's linked with a card. And we actually use an app called Shopback. So here in Australia, there's heaps of these different apps that you can use. You know, you purchase sort of via the app and you'll get like a discount, a percentage on what you spend back. So we actually buy gift cards from the service station, petrol station that we have locally. So we get, I think it's 3% back, and you can get a $25, $50, $100, $200 gift card. So we'll buy, last time on mine, we bought a $100 gift card, and I actually had I think it was about $26 on my Shopback account that I could use towards purchasing that $100 voucher. So it only cost us $76, I think it was. So whatever the difference was there was how much I had available on the app that I'd redeemed back from just our normal purchases. So we use that to get all of our fuel, and luckily enough that one of the petrol stations we go to, the cheapest around town, is part of this franchise that we can use it at. So it's almost like double dipping because their fuel is about 10 cents. I get really confused with it. 10 cents cheaper than any of the others. So that's just a little thing we use. When I buy clothes for the kids, I usually purchase those from Cotton On, and they are also through this app, so you get a percentage back on when you buy things for them there. So it just works out well. If you're already spending the money, why not you know, get something back for it. I'll pop a link below, so if you want to go and have a look at it, and if you want to download it, the link will be connected to sort of my account for like referring you, and you should get a bonus X amount of dollars when you complete making a purchase, adding in your bank details. I think you can either redeem the money back out, or you can use it for gift card purchases. So definitely go in, have a look, see what you think. If it's something that you're interested in, would really appreciate if you use my link, because then whatever the amount that you might get, say $10 bonus, I'll also get that onto my account too. So it's just a good way to, we think that we're already spending the money, why not spend it and get a reward back for that. There's a lot of traffic today, so many cars around. Let me just quickly pause this, and I'll just go settle the baby. One moment. Okay, so like 5 years later, we had a dirty nappy. That was the situation there. I can't remember what I was talking about, so I'm just going to jump into what we've got going on here. So groceries, which is like our food. Little envelope here, I've got 150. So that's 150. And I don't know if anyone else is like me, but they've all got to be the same way. Nice and neat and organised. So we'll pop that in here. Whenever I'm here, I'm right next to the bird, as you would know from some of those first few videos where he was really loud, squawking and all that. I don't know if I'm allergic to him or what it is, but I always get so sniffly here. Then I've also got another $50 here, which I'm going to put in the house envelope, because I know, oops, like I said previously, one of the globes in our kitchen light is blown, and we were out of, they're like little halogen LED type things, and usually we buy a box of 10 or 5 and we're completely out, and usually once one goes, the rest all follow like really quickly, obviously because they're all just similar age in there. So I know we're going to need another box, and we need some, we have a spa, we need some more chemicals for the spa, so just a few little things like that. And the bird is quite riled up because the cat is sitting right next to the bird cage with his paw sitting up on the cage, but they actually really love one another. It's quite a strange relationship. So let's just backtrack here. Let me zoom you in, and let's have a look at the week that was last week. So I've got 0 for rent now. We actually, I don't know what they're called in other places. I call them council rates. Here, we got ours in the mail the week prior to this, which means that the people that manage our rental property would have got the ones for the rental property, and they always pay, like as soon as the bills come in, they get paid. So we have no rent this week because the council rates were paid. That water pump is still waiting to be fixed, so I'm kind of getting really annoyed at that, because, you know, the tenant then is having to wait for that to be rectified, and I just don't want them to think, you know, that we're holding up the problem here. We're waiting for the plumber to get around there. So we might have to look into arranging another plumber to go and have a look, because it's been going on now for a long time. But we actually did get $2.38, and it's not even worth putting $2 on here, so I just put it in as 0. So we had a little bit of extra rollover, and I'm not sure, oh, that's because, yeah, the week before there was a few bills that we'd accounted for that didn't come out, and just that pay being a bit higher. So it was a little bit more than expected. So just all standard things. And then I got out to the physio. So, but then annoying because I'd called up and put on an extras cover package with our hospital cover, and the lady said, yep, there'll be no waiting periods because you're already a customer of ours. And then when I went to the physio the next day, the card didn't work. So the day after, I had to call back up and wait again for, like 20 minutes until I got through to someone. They got it all fixed, but just annoying. So I'm waiting for the, it was actually $135. So I put in the amount it will be once I get the money back. So, because the money's coming through to our bank account any day now. So we had our Valentine's Day, $100. So I think we've got $150 now for when we go out for dinner, which is really nice because I can't remember the last time myself and my partner went out for dinner and we had sort of like, to us, that's like an unlimited budget to spend. Like we can order whatever food. Usually if we go out, we're ordering, the cheapest thing, just water, never a dessert, never get drinks. So it's nice to have $150 and know that we can go out and like get a drink with tea. So, we are very much, yes, we're doing a budget and we're trying to reduce our debt, but we still want to enjoy our life and live our life. Otherwise, there's no point. That's, how we feel, and we're lucky enough that our debt is not that heavy on our shoulders that we can have $150 to go out and spoil ourselves. $100 for fuel because my partner this week that had just gone of this budget cycle, he was working about sort of 40 kilometre, I think round trip, maybe closer to 50. So his car sort of will chew through, he's got a diesel and it will chew through that easily. So we got the $100 through the shop back voucher. He used $90 in his car and we put $10 in mine, which did not do a lot. I called him on my way back from the petrol station and I was like, that was pointless. I was like, next time, leave more money for me. Excuse me. Groceries. So I think we only had like coins spare left over. We used up all that money, but that includes, you would have seen on my Instagram, we actually did for February the 14th. I had looked at different local businesses that did like little dessert platters and stuff, but they were $50 for like a small little box. And I thought, I can't justify spending that. So when I went and did the grocery shopping, actually spent, it was under $20, and I got an array of like different things that we like. And we've actually been doing, so I bought that on the Sunday before Valentine's Day. So we had it Sunday night because we thought, let's do it tonight in case the kids are, terrible at going to bed on Valentine's Day. And by the time we get them down, we're just like, oh, let's go to bed. So we did it the night prior to Valentine's Day night, the next night, and then the night after. So we've had 4 little homemade platters out of that $20. So for the 2 of us, that works out to, each time we've had it, like $2.50 each. That's just the way there. We still had something nice that we could do for the actual day. Didn't cost an arm and a leg. We didn't go over the grocery budget by doing that. We used up what we had, meaning we had nothing really to roll into this new week. But that's the way that I try to make sure that we still are having a little bit of fun while we're doing this, because I feel like it makes the budgeting journey a lot easier. Sorry, the purple, I know it's super hard to read. Credit card number 1 that we're getting close to paying off. We put 90 to that, and then I didn't do my math very good, because here I was like, oh, yep, we've got this much left over, 1,086. I'll do 36 and bring it back to 1,050 to have for rollover. But because I'm an idiot, I hadn't added these together. So it didn't make it. It's still a nice even figure, but it's not the figure that I thought it was going to be. Anyway, that'll teach me. I need to like slow down and do it properly. But we put 36 to the other credit card because it still has its monthly minimum that has to go to it. And I believe this month it is $68. We know it's going to be a tight month. So I thought, well, we've got some extra here. Let's just chuck a little bit to it. so that it's, you know, half of it's paid off, so that if we can't find the full amount, we only have to find like another 35 sort of dollars to cover it. And I'm sure I could find something around the house to sell on Facebook Marketplace if I had to. Then I had 960 for the rollover coming into this new week. So this is the last week that we're going to get a wage from my partner working. He starts his new job next week. We're going to go 2 weeks with no pay from him. I'll be getting my money come through for the 18 weeks. And he has put in an application to get his long service leave paid out. So that is still pending. Who knows then when that will get paid, but we should have enough to get through until the first week of March. So even if it only gets paid later on, we should be all right. Let me just go grab that baby again. Okay, so I've got the baby now. I think half the problem is that he can hear me, but he can't see me. So I've got him here now, and hopefully he'll be more relaxed for the rest of this video. So you see here our bills, all just the standard bills. The AHM I had written in 90, it's actually going to be, I think, closer to 150 because I added on that extras package. But with what we saved, with me when I went to the physio, like that's more than fine. Like I had to go to the physio just after having 3 babies. It does a lot to a woman's body, so I wanted to go get things sort of checked out, and I have another appointment I think in about 3 weeks, so we'll have to see how that works in with the minimal budget that we're going to be having. Like I said, we received our council rates in the mail, so that eats into a big chunk of the funds that we're sort of going to have for this week. It's a bit of a bummer. And then we also got the water bill, which is then I think on the next week. So if we didn't have the council rates and the water bill come in, we would be a lot more better off while my partner's not getting a wage. But you know, these things happen, the bills have to get paid, so it'll be all right. We do have a little bit of money in savings, so you know, the bills will still get paid and we won't be using any debt to pay these bills off, and that's the main thing. So it might mean this week in our grocery budget buying a bit more sort of basic pasta and canned food, rice, and having very, very basic meals. So I know today for my toddler that's at home with me and the baby, because she doesn't go to childcare every day, I made us cheese and herb scones for sort of morning tea, afternoon tea, and I've got more than half of the dough left over in the fridge for when my partner and the eldest comes home today, so that we can have a snack. It's all things that we had in the cupboard or in the freezer. I freeze fresh herbs when we get them, so that I've always got like nice bundles of herbs in the freezer for when I want to make things, so that's good. But that's what I'm really trying to do at the moment, is, you know, find ways to reduce down the bills, the grocery bills, by making a lot more of things that we can at home and stretching every meal to make sure we get leftovers. Like nothing is just a simple meal. We've got like a whole carton of eggs to use up, so I'm hoping that we can reduce this down, maybe only spend 100 this week and roll over the 50, and you know, it just helps out as we move through this tricky time of navigating no income. I'm hoping that the long service leave, I'll get my partner to log in and check it tonight. I'm hoping that we've got a bit of a date for when that's going to get paid out, because it would just be nice knowing that we have that there. And then I think it's quite a big figure, because it goes on what he earns, and I think he's got maybe 5 or 6 weeks, and so you can see when he earns that much a week, it's going to be a pretty significant payout. We're not going to need to use it all, because it's only, I think, looking at it, the 1 week where we're going to struggle, and we've got that money in the redraw that we can use as well to help out, which was over $600. So then we're toying up like what we should do with that extra money. So once that gets paid in and we get through this like strange time of this job changeover, we'll look more in depth and see what we might end up doing with that money, whether we sort of, I think I want to build up our emergency fund, get that to 1,000, and whether we, because I've got another goal back at the beginning of the book where you can put in all your goals and those sorts of things. I wanted to have, and this was not like a current year goal, I wanted to have a month's worth of his wage to cover like a month off work, being in the trade industry where he doesn't get sick leave and that sort of stuff. It was more so if he got injured that we would have enough to cover us until he could claim on his like accident cover that we have, which is that mortgage insurance that we pay every month, which I've got to look into now that he's not in the trade industry moving forward and having a more like sitting down type job. It's not as high risk. Hopefully that will reduce what we pay down significantly. But yeah, so strange times ahead, but we're going to navigate through it. I'm feeling confident because we've got our budget. We know where we're at. We know it's going to be a struggle. We've looked at it. We sat down and looked at it the other night together, and you know, we're a team here at home, so it makes it a lot easier. There's no big tricky decisions that I have to make on my own. I've got my partner, and then I've got all of the advice that, you know, whenever I ask for it. I love that you guys always, you know, give me your opinion of what you think, and then we can sit down here at home and discuss that and really work out, like, looking at it from a different perspective as well really helps to give you a clear idea of what we should do. So thank you so much for all your comments on that video when we were looking at what we should do with that redraw amount. I really appreciated it all. I appreciate all of you so much, all of the subscribers and the comments that I get. It's really nice, so thank you so much. I'm going to leave it here for today because I think this little baby wants to be fed now, so we're going to go do that. We'll see you on the next video, but as usual, thank you for spending your time with me, and we're going to say bye. See you later.